I'll never forget the summer I spent on my grandparents' farm in rural Illinois. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where the only sounds you'd hear were the crickets chirping and the corn swaying gently in the breeze. I was 16 at the time, and my grandparents had tasked me with helping out with the farm work. I'd spend my days fixing fences, feeding the animals, and tending to the crops. But it was the cornfield that always seemed to unnerve me. It was as if the tall, green stalks were watching me, waiting for me to make a wrong move. One evening, as I was walking back to the house after a long day of work, I saw it, a figure, standing in the middle of the cornfield. At first, I thought it was just my grandfather, checking on the crops. But as I got closer, I realized it wasn't him. It was someone, or something, else. The figure was tall, at least 6 feet, and it was dressed in a long, black coat that seemed to be blowing in the wind. Even though there was no wind, its face was deathly pale, with sunken eyes that seemed to bore into my soul. I tried to call out, but my voice was caught in my throat. The figure didn't seem to be doing anything, just standing there, staring at me. I was paralyzed with fear, unable to move or look away. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure vanished. I was left standing there, feeling like I'd just imagined the whole thing. But I knew what I saw, and it wasn't just my imagination. Over the next few days, I started to notice strange things happening around the farm. Tools would go missing, and I'd find them in strange places. The animals would act nervous and skittish, as if they'd seen something that had scared them. And then, there were the dreams. I'd have these vivid, terrifying dreams, where I'd be walking through the cornfield, and the figure would be right behind me, its eyes burning with an otherworldly intensity. I knew I had to tell my grandparents about what I'd seen, but I was afraid they'd think I was crazy. So I kept it to myself, hoping that the figure would just go away. But it didn't. One night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps outside my window. I looked out, and there it was. The figure, standing in the cornfield, staring at me. I knew then that I had to confront it, to find out what it wanted. So I grabbed a flashlight and headed out into the cornfield. The figure was still there, waiting for me. As I approached, it didn't move, didn't blink. It just kept staring at me, with those cold, dead eyes. And then, I saw it, the figure's face. It wasn't a face at all. It was a mask, a twisted, grotesque mask that seemed to be pulled tight over its skull. I tried to run, but my feet felt heavy, as if they were rooted to the spot. The figure started to move towards me, its coat blowing in the wind. I raised my flashlight, ready to defend myself, but it wasn't necessary. The figure stopped right in front of me, its eyes burning with an intense, malevolent energy. And then, it spoke. Its voice was low, raspy, and it seemed to come from all around me. "You should not have come here," it said. "Now you'll never leave." As the figure raised its hand, I felt a wave of darkness wash over me, and everything went black. When I came to, I was lying in my bed, my grandparents standing over me, looking worried. "What happened?" I asked, still trying to catch my breath. "You've been asleep for days," my grandmother said. "You must have been working too hard." But I knew what had happened. I knew that the figure in the cornfield had been real, and it was still out there, waiting for me. I never went back to that farm again, and I never told anyone about what I saw. But sometimes, in my dreams, I still see that figure, standing in the cornfield, waiting for me.